Today I'm going to do the first running video on my Losi JRX Pro. This buggy's from the early 90s and well known for being a very capable buggy. This one was raced quite a bit. At the end of the video I'll go into detail as to the setup and what's under the body here, but for now I'm going to start off with a speed run and then do some running on a baseball field as well. Also, this will be the first test of the LDARC transmitter and receiver. I have it set up in this Losi. This thing is packed full of features at a budget-friendly price. So as long as the reception is good and it has good range, this looks like a real winner. So looking really forward to testing this as well. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, I have the GPS zeroed out and it's reading. Hopefully the steering trim is decent. All right, here we go. I was worried this is going to be way over geared, but maybe it kind of is. Certainly fast, 33 miles an hour. But that's only because the stock spur gear, the spur gear that was included in here, was warped. So this is just a 23 turn Green machine motor. And after those couple runs, it's barely even warm. So hopefully it's okay for running on the baseball field. I didn't want to run it on pavement too much because I have these vintage tires on here and they're not cheap. So I might just do a little bit more running on pavement and be done with that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and test it out on a baseball field. But that definitely exceeded my expectations, especially with how the motor sounded when I first tried running it in the car.
Say that. It sounds like demons. Okay.
Oh my God.
Stop.
Dude,
that is me too. That's scary as fuck, dude.
If GPS is zeroed out again, I probably won't be able to get much above 25 miles an hour or so out here. But that thing was actually really quick on road. So let's see what it can do. Man, I was gonna sell this car. I was really thinking hard about it, but I'm not so sure now. This thing runs so good. I thought the truck ran good, the LTX, but man, this is even better. Oh. All right, 24 miles an hour off road, not bad. The motor's not hot, surprisingly, and I do. And the ESC's not hot either, just kind of warm. So that's great for the first run. Can't complain. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just run it for a couple more minutes, but so far so good other than that weird issue with the diff not working. I mean, it certainly lacks the power of my brushless cars, but the 33 miles an hour is just way faster than I ever would have guessed. I think it's slowing down a bit now. but it's really controllable. I'd say this handles better than my Ultima Pro XL. Now, part of that may be the tires. I had the same tires on it out here at one time, but they were way more worn down. Alright, I think I'm going to call it quits there. No need to go crazy with it. The only other thing I'm going to do is see what kind of range I can get on this transmitter. The motor is starting to get kind of hot, so good time to call it quits. Let me take a quick look and see how warm the ESC is. The ESC is warm but not hot, so seems like the gearing's decent. All right, I'll measure this distance off later and put it on the screen. I'm gonna go all the way down. Figures there's somebody walking down there, but I'm gonna go all the way down there and see how far it goes and if it cuts off. All right, looks like I just went out of range, and I'll kind of mark that in my mind, how far that is. And on the telemetry, yeah, it says that I'm out of range, so looks like that's about it. Now, if I hold it up, it did reconnect, so that's good. Maybe I can turn back around here without running into this guy. But that's pretty far. I don't think it's quite the range of a Dumbo RC, but for most use, short of doing really fast speed runs, that look. Oh, actually, I can just look right here. It was 0.21 miles, so 0.1 mile each way. So it went about a tenth of a mile. It's about 500 feet. So the range is about 500 feet. Not too bad. I'll do some more testing later on, but definitely not as far as my Dumbo RC. Now, part of that may be the antenna is pretty short here. I don't know how much that has to do with it. Again, short of doing like crazy speed runs, that appears to be plenty of range, at least for anything I'm gonna do. And the setup today, I'm just running a 2S Trinity. It's an 8-year-old LiPo, but it still runs strong. 4,200 mAh. Again, the motor is a 23 turn Trinity Green machine, I believe is what I was told it was. And otherwise, this JRX Pro has a lot of hop-ups. I'll put in the video description what they are. I'm not that familiar with this car, but I've had some folks tell me exactly what the hop-ups are in this car. But this LDARC setup, I really like the receiver. It has 8 channels. It's clear, which is kind of a nice feature. Feels well constructed, feels durable. I can't show you the bottom of it right now because I have the Velcro on it, but the clear construction's cool, and it has a ton of features. So I'm still working on these, and I'll show you guys what they are in a later video. And I'll do quite a few more videos highlighting this LDARC transmitter and receiver, but I like it a lot. The features are very nice, and if I can disconnect the phone from it here that I'm recording with, you can see the screen's small, so that is a negative, but on the top right is the reception, and when I went out of range, it had a little X there, so it tells you how strong the reception is. On the top left is the battery for the transmitter. You can see I have it programmed for, I had a JRX 2, that was before I realized it was a JRX Pro. And the steering trim and throttle trim is not a knob, it's like a digital button that you push here up and down to adjust it. But I'll go into way more detail on this later on, but I want to give a huge thank you to Diamond Hobby for sending this out to me, the LDARC transmitter. I'm really enjoying this, and for $40, I don't think you can go wrong, other than if you need absolute maximum range. One other small detail I don't like about this, I have a pretty, I suppose, average sized hand, and it's just barely big enough. If the grip was maybe a 1/2 inch to 1 inch longer, that would be nice, but it works fine. I just wish it was slightly bigger, and I wish the screen was bigger because it is hard to see, especially as my eyes are getting older. However, again, at this price point, so far this thing has been amazing. So thanks again to Diamond Hobby for letting me test out this LDARC transmitter. All right guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.